Hi, I'm Robert Babst, President of Metal Finishing Company and Diversified Services. Our company was founded by my grandfather Harley Babst in 1940 and grown over the last few decades by my father Bob Babst. We have been in business for over 70 years now and have grown to 4 major locations in the United States and Mexico. This video will introduce you to who we are and what we do. It is you, our valued employees, who are responsible for our continued growth and success. Your ability to perform your job safely and effectively is very important to us, so we have created this video to begin your training process. I hope you will find it informative, and I encourage you to follow up with any questions you may have after watching. So on behalf of myself and our company, thank you and welcome.
Metal Finishing Company began back in 1940 in Wichita, Kansas, when aerospace really began to take off, and has been servicing suppliers for well over 70 years. We pride ourselves in our high-quality work delivered on time, every time. And it's because of these standards that our clientele has grown at amazing rates, as well as our company. When you come to work at Metal Finishing Company, you are a part of a much larger team spanning across 4 different locations, 2 in Wichita alone, as well as 1 in Wellington and our division in Chihuahua, Mexico. Metal Finishing Company has a variety of services that we provide to a wide range of high-profile clientele, like Boeing Aircraft, Cessna, Beechcraft, Bombardier, Gulfstream, Lockheed Martin, Harley-Davidson, and many others. Chemical processing, paint, flame spray, shot peen, and heat treat are just a few of the many services we offer to our clientele.
As you can already tell with the variety of services that Metal Finishing offers, safety is a big concern. And David Housby is Metal Finishing's expert on the field, with over 30 years of experience in environmental safety.
Hello, my name is David Housby. I am Safety Environmental Director here at this company. And I have spent 30 years working in this business in chemical quality, safety, and environmental issues. And I want you to feel free to contact me at any time, any questions, concerns, or suggestions that you have regarding safety or our environment. My cell phone is 316-393-1676. And likewise, feel free to drop by my office anytime it's open for a visit with any of your concerns. Bottom line is, if you have any doubts or concerns about safety or your environment, please don't do it without asking me or your immediate supervisor. Thank you.
Metal Finishing is a highly technical service and involves a variety of products that can be harmful to both the individual and the environment. Now, these include flammable solvents, corrosive acids, and toxic substances.
There are strict government rules and regulations provided for us by such organizations as OSHA and the EPA, and we must follow these to protect you, our employee, and our world. That is why we take safety and employee training very seriously here at Metal Finishing Company.
These rules and regulations are not meant to control an employee, but to protect them and others in the event of an emergency.
Proper personal protective equipment, or PPE, and training on its usage will be provided for you by our Environmental Safety Department personnel. All regulated hazardous waste is managed on-site by trained personnel. Hazardous waste generated by our company is shipped off-site for disposal by state/federally licensed treatment storage disposal, or TSD facilities. Depending on your job assignment, your training may include the following: knowledge of each chemical hazard, proper protective equipment related to handling and usage of chemicals, handling hazardous waste, and equipment operation. Per Kansas House Bill number 2221 and company policy, smoking is only permitted at scheduled times and designated locations. Infractions are a health and safety hazard to yourself, other employees, and company property.
My number one goal is that you as an employee return home safe each evening, that you work safe, that we provide you with the proper right training and equipment to protect you and the other employees who work with you and around you. And secondly, I want to ensure that we leave a safe, clean environment for our children and future generations. And we will do that by utilizing legal disposal methods and also by recycling, reusing, and reducing materials that we use. So I appreciate any suggestions, comments that you may have that will help us reach that goal.
Metal Finishing Company prides itself on its high-quality product delivered in a quick and efficient manner. Our policy regarding the quality of our product, conveniently called our quality policy, is simply this, and every employee must know this. Quality policy: to meet or exceed our customers' quality and delivery expectations as cost-effectively as possible. Robert H. Babst, CEO/Chairman.
So, now you know what Metal Finishing Company's policy on quality is. Wait, you did memorize that, right? You didn't? Well, you need to go do that right now. Yes, it's that important. Here, I'll walk you through it one more time.
Quality policy: to meet or exceed our customers' quality and delivery expectations as cost-effectively as possible.
So by now you're asking yourself, what tools do I have at my disposal to deliver such high quality at such speedy delivery times? I'm glad you asked.
One of the most important tools that we can provide to an employee and that they will have to deal with on a daily basis is paperwork. So, why is paperwork so important? It is what ensures us to produce the highest quality product. The paperwork is a permanent record of what needs to be done and what has been done to any specific part in question.
Now, remember that the work orders are a permanent record. Yes, permanent.
Well, kind of permanent. Every work order that we receive must be kept as a permanent record for at least 10 years. That's right, 10 years. Most of us have cars that are younger than that. So, these papers that you deal with on a daily basis, please respect them so they can go on living a good long life. Please don't do this with them.
Okay, now that you know what not to do with the work orders, it's high time you learn their proper use.
The header of the work order has valuable information concerning the job. Become familiar with it. You will be working with these valuable pieces of paper every day, so let's teach you the essentials first. Every work order will have a customer name, part number, part description, PO number, the number of parts or quantity, and then the description of the part, length, width, and height. And lastly, a work order number. Now for the basics of a work order. Most new hires will not have to fill out a work order until they are more comfortable with it, but they definitely need to know where things are and how to read them. Every work order will have rack instructions, time, temperature, volts, amps, take number, pass, fail, and every order should be initialed and dated. Rack instructions are simply that: how a part must be secured on a rack when either waiting for the next process to go through or when during the processing. Every work order has a specific time for each process that needs to be followed exactly as it is written, or it could damage the process or part altogether. If a part is damaged because these instructions are not met, it means a loss of the part, and that process must start over with a new part, which is a loss of time and money for the company, and could endanger the delivery time, which is not acceptable. Temperature, volts, and amps are also important. If they're not set properly, they can affect the overall product's integrity. Also, make sure that you've written the correct tank number down, as each tank has specific solutions in it that affect each part differently. If any of these processes are not met specifically, then it can affect the part. There are tests and procedures to help ensure the quality for each product. If the product does not meet the criteria specified on the work order, simply issue it a pass or fail and then initial and date the work order.
Now, remember that the work order is your permanent record, and every piece of information is important, even the mistakes we all make on a daily basis.
So let's cover what happens if we miswrite something on the work order itself. Uh-oh, we made a mistake. Let's fix it the correct way. This is vital that we correct this the correct way. First, draw one single line through the incorrect piece of information. Then, correct that one piece of information. Then initial the correction and date. It's that easy. A single line, correct, initial, date.
Now that we've looked at how to correct your work orders, let's examine a few and see if we can tell if something's been done the right or the wrong way.
Now this is a work order with all types of errors. The original time is 32 minutes and the temperature shows at 190. The quantity was originally written as 30 parts out, and the date completed was written as 6/24/2012. But that's not the only thing that's wrong. Can you see what else is? They even corrected this one the wrong way. Remember how we correct? One single line, correct, initial, and date. So, let's correct this one together. Time, actually 27. Single line through. Correct. Temperature, 197. Quantity out, 29. Process completed date, 6/22/2012. Now initial and date. Perfect. You passed. Now let's put you to work. Just kidding. We aren't quite done yet, but we're getting close. If you're ever in doubt about the work order requirements, review the attached purchase order, or PO. It has all the information you need to move forward with each part. If you're still in doubt, contact your area lead.
Do not process the parts if you believe something might be wrong.
Also make sure that every action that you do to a part is documented. If the action is not defined in your work order, contact your area lead. Now, let's go over a few more work orders so that you can feel comfortable with the information, and let's just see if we can find any incorrect procedures. Okay, here's a good one. Take a look at the documented numbers at the top. Do you see any corrections that need to be made? Come on, keep looking. Good, you caught it. These specific parts were in the solution for 32 minutes when it specifically calls for between 23 to 28 minutes, and the temperature is lower than it should be by at least 20 degrees. It should have been a temperature of 190 to 200 degrees, not 170.
Each of the processes that a product goes through must be gone through in order.
There are steps that each product has to go through in order for it to come out the other end perfect and proper. If they are done outside this order, the product will not be perfect. It would be like a woman giving birth, but she decided that she would much rather skip the baby process and go right into giving birth to a teenager. Yeah, I know. Painful, right? Not only is this impractical, it's impossible and would be very painful. The same goes for each product that we produce. If you skip a process on a product, it is impossible for that product to come out perfect on the other end. It also causes pain for everyone on our team. It causes us to work harder on the job and for us to hold up the processing line, which delays the whole operation of the company. Remember, the devil is in the details. What that basically means is pay attention to the details. So, never start an operation until all of the previous operations have been signed off. If we don't do that, it causes a lot more work and a lot more frustration. Hey, just like the devil. When viewing a work order, there's some information that is mandatory and others that are only needed when applicable. Here's how to tell the difference. Anytime you see information in parentheses, this is information that is for reference only and is only required when applicable. So, if the part specifies it needs to be clean, then clean as follows. The other items at the top of this work order are mandatory all the time, every time. Every employee should be worried about part count. Part count is just what it sounds like. You count the parts. If for some reason the parts that are brought to your station are not the correct number of parts that are listed in your work order, simply just contact your area lead to come and figure it out and help you correct the error. Also make sure that you have the correct parts. Well, how do you know you have the correct parts? Well, the beauty of it is that we give you a picture of it right here, and it should be on the last page of every work order. So, when in doubt, check it out. It's on the last page. The work order is the map of what was done to the part while it was at our workstations. Review it and make sure everything is listed correctly and reflects all the important information that was shown to you today. If it is inaccurate, explain what was corrected and why.
So now you're certifiable, in a manner of speaking. You're ready to hit the work floor. Just remember, if you have any questions, STAR. S-T-A-R.
STAR. S-T-A-R. And what does STAR stand for? Stop what you're doing before you move on through the process. Make sure you review the parts and work order when you've completed all of your operations. Think. Think through what you're doing. Is the work order filled out correctly, and did I do the job right? Act. Take action to correct any errors. If you have questions, contact your area lead. And remember, learn from every job. Remember what you did correctly and then work on areas where you might need improvement. Remember, if you have any questions, people are here to help you, so contact your area lead. They can help you work through it and get it right.